3 p.m. Music Fest Sadly C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest Sadly C. Sunday, 18th December. Showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsai Grounds in Viewfort. Featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest Sadly C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest Sadly C. Sunday, 18th December. Showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsai Grounds in Viewfort. Featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest Sadly C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest Sadly C. Sunday, 18th December. Showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsai Grounds in Viewfort. Featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest Sadly C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest Sadly C. Sunday, 18th December. Showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsai Grounds in Viewfort. Featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest Sadly C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest Sadly C. Sunday, 18th December. Showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsai Grounds in Viewfort. Featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest Sadly C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest Sadly C. Sunday, 18th December. Showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsai Grounds in Viewfort. Featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest Sadly C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest Sadly C. Sunday, 18th December. Showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsai Grounds in Viewfort. Featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley C. Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Massey Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley C. Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Massey Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley C. Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Massey Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley C. Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Massey Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley C. Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Massey Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley C. Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Massey Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley C. Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley C. Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Massey Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, Setley Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, Setley Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30, advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your
welcome to another episode of the program. Can I help you? I'm your host, Richard Frederick. This is the last for 2022, and we felt it fitting to have it in a social setting, a setting with comrades, a setting with ladies and gentlemen, a setting at an institution where persons are socializing. And whilst on set I ask them to converse, but do so in a moderately mild manner, as we are on set now, and it may cause destruction, and I'm saying this, but I'm hearing a voice protruding quite loudly. I like that person don't understand. So we are in here, right here by Dax. Good night, Charmaine.
Good night, everyone. Like our teacher said, it's the end of the year, and it's a fitting venue to have this show, to give thanks for going for a challenging year, but persevering for a lot of odds. And I feel more than delighted to stand next to our MP. To sit rather next to our MP, who continuously strives despite all of the challenges, which I know that he faces, but he always delivers on what is. And no more fitting time but to wish you the best for the festive season. So I'm glad to be at his side tonight. Thank you.
Yes, folks. Tonight, folks, I really didn't want to get into the political arena. But some things, if left unchallenged, undone, they go down the annals of belief. And therefore, I feel the compunction to at least debunk some of the things that are said in relation to three particular issues. One is Shastri having the audacity to write to the Honorable Prime Minister making suggestions on crime. And to top it off, having a vigil and attempting to shed some crocodile tears. I love you, I love you, I love you. Whilst he seemingly cries and moans for Lucia. On another note, only yesterday, it was circulated with the picture of the Minister of Education, and the headlines was something to the effect that Sean speaks about his colleagues, and it had to do with the raping of children. When you read the content of the excerpt, it has absolutely nothing to do with the caption. Nothing at all, at all, at all. And the third thing I want to mention is, before I go in depth in either of them, is that the government of St. Lucia has good news for Liad workers and Majestic workers. Actually, a ceremony for the handing over of the bonds to the Liad workers will take place tomorrow. As early as tomorrow. Mesmin! Are you hearing me, Mesmin? I know you are. So Liad workers, Majestic workers, you are going to be good for Christmas. Charmaine, were you at the vigil, Shastri Hill?
I wasn't at the vigil. I saw a few clips on it on Facebook. However, I just looked at it as a constant sort of political divide instead of bringing our people together in a holistic manner as it relates to crime. I see people like Betty trying. I see people like Venus, Dr. Venus Sherry. There's the peace and prosperity. I think that we need to look at these ways and not just using colors to divide. And for me, that's what it was, because it was point attendance in a sense that it may have only attracted hacks. What I'm saying is basically we don't politicize crime. We need to look at crime as an enemy to every single one of us. And when we approach measures in which to curb crime, we have to look at social issues and a number of other things. And I think that the way that we're going, the way that the police are being enforced in certain issues, the transportation that is provided, a number of positive things have been happening. The police are cracking down on a number of gun-related issues where they bring charges against persons, and that is the way to go, as opposed to just trying to divide our people. It is the divide that has actually gotten our people to the state that they're at, and I'm just proud to say that they say we try to protect the victory, but we need to protect what is St. Lucia. And so in protecting the victory, we will do that by using a holistic approach to what is crime.
You know, folks, I want to say this. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and advice could never be too much or too little to accept. Crime is a scourge that affects each and every one of us. We never know who that next bullet is going to hit, whether it's our mother, our father, brother, sister, aunt, or sibling. We don't know. So we all need to take this denouncing approach towards crime. However, having said that, I don't blame Shasney for wanting to come to the table to lend some assistance if he can. But there are several problems that seemingly assail my mind. Shasney wrote an open letter to the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. And in that letter, he's saying, I want to advise you. I want to advise you of this, and I want to advise you of that. Had this been coming from anybody else, I would have accepted it with grace. I would have embraced it with love, but not when it is spewed out of the mouth of Alan Michael Shasney. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. After the St. Lucia Labour Party lost the elections on June 6, 2016, the opposition then attempted to advise Shasney as to how to do certain things. Shasney, do not do this. Do not take our land and give out $1 an acre. Up to now, the land is out of possession, has not been developed, save with a horse trap. Shasney, do not do this. Do not do that. Do not do the other. Do not take our 24 million and ask Sandals to hold it. Do not give Lockerbie $32 million to tell us where to plant grass. All of us know. Do not take our money and build bypass road. Shasney did as he pleased and opened his mouth and told the government of the day, you have lost your right to advise the government. You have lost your right to advise the government. And today, Shasney wants to be chief advisor. Now, Shasney between 16, admittedly, crime has taken a toll for the worst. But what you find is it doesn't happen overnight. It was an incremental feature. It went up and up and up, and the trend that you said, Shasney, is continuing. Because under your watch, crime reached unprecedented proportions. Granted, it has surpassed it. I will be the first to admit. But those increments came under your watch. The question is, if you now have all the answers, were you deliberately sitting back and permitting crime to fester? If you have all the answers now, where were those answers between 2016 and 2021? Where were they? Tell me, Shasney. I want to know where they were. Because all of a sudden, you hold in vigil. You hold in vigil. You're right to hold a vigil, you know. But that vigil should be for you and Guy Joseph, for the financial destruction you all have done to this country of ours. That is what the vigil should be for. That is what the vigil should be for. And you speak of a multiplicity of things, command center, this, that, and the other. Why did you not implement at least one? Why? And I remember quite vividly, Shasney, that during the multiplicity of murders that occurred under your watch, there was only one family you visited. You remember that? When a man with less melanin in his skin died, you went to the family and you made a statement. You remember that? Because the man that died looked like you. The one that died looked like you, but the others to you did not matter. Because they are mendicants. They are barking dogs. They are jackasses. That's what you call them. They didn't matter to you. And today, you want to hold vigil. You want to hold vigil. You want to cry, shedding crocodile tears, pretending that you love St. Lucia. You don't love St. Lucia. Which St. Lucia you love? Under Philip J. Pierre, The police have received the most resources. Under Philip J. You had removed the training vote for the police. Philip J. Pierre put it back. They have received over 20 vehicles in a year and a half under Philip J. Pierre. And it's not that we are devoid of ideas. The sad reality is the incremental feature of the Commission of Crime continued, but rest assured, it will go down under our watch. And I can assure you it will, Shastni. It will. Because you never catered. You never catered for the idle hands. You never catered to ensure that those poor people had a little bread on their table. You never catered for the dispossessed and the sidelined. We had the distress fund, which was meant for poor people in the event a trough like what happened in the past. You defunded it, you removed it, because you figure let them go and get insurance on their plywood houses. You don't like poor people? We had the STEP program, you stopped it. You stopped it. Invariably, what you're asking the poorer people to do, you're asking them to go and commit crime. You blame single mothers. You blame single mothers and say essentially they are breeding criminals. You know, and today, you, Shastne, want to hold a vigil for crime. Crime is something we all have to deal with, I agree. But the hypocrisy that lies, that underpins what you do. Look at what you did for the gas thing, Shastne. You held a match. As foolish as some people are, they believed you and followed you. You said there was $6.30 on every gallon of gas, and you demanded the government of the day to take it out. You came into office, and what happened? Under your watch, under your stewardship as Minister of Finance, gas reached its highest selling price. Under you. Where was the 630, Shastne? And then you went to Miku and lied. Your first rally, that there is a document on my desk. As soon as I sign it, the price of gas is going to go down. Just to look on this quick. You know, you have fooled the people enough. Pakwe ukai kwene setlisye anko. Patrisa. You know, you were doing an interview. You don't even know about crap or smoke your pipe. Crook smoke your pipe. You don't belong. You're not one of us. You are not. You are not. You are not one of us. Don't try and be one of us. All you have done is use the poor people of this country as instruments for your personal exaltation to gain power. But Paco, the eyes of our people are being opened, my brother. The eyes of our people are being opened. And even with the commission of crime, they themselves must come to the realization that what is good for them is to stay away from criminal activity. We have amended the laws. And I'll tell you this, not too long from now, you all will hear persons being sentenced to 15 and 20 years for one firearm. I want to repeat that because the law is already in force. You all have now heard bail is being granted at 20,000 and so. It will go up. It will go up. But soon, you will hear a man, a woman will be sentenced to 15 to 20 years for a simple possession of firearm. Jamaica just passed it 15 years. And we are ahead of Jamaica. Jamaica passed their legislation. They bolstered the penalty recently, about 2 weeks ago, for illegal firearm, 15 years. It's already on our books, and I'm asking those criminals to be very, very careful and ask yourself, is it worth it to lose 15 years of your freedom? 15 years of not seeing your children? 15 years leaving your wife, your spouse, your pretty woman on the outside with all the shacks there? Like Linus, who was working at CCC. Leave them out there for the shacks, and you go to prison for 15 years for a firearm. And I'm telling you, I am telling you, that hammer will be coming down on some of those guys who cannot hear. Because the way the law will operate, it will almost be as harsh for having a gun as committing murder. Murder, you might get away with 10 years. A firearm, you will not get away with 10 years. You will go down. You will be put away for 15 years minimum. And when that starts to happen, because so far there have been over 30 arrests from my instructions, and those people will be subjected to the new law. I am warning you guys. You are one who commits murder, probably with a knife or something, would get less time than a man in possession of a firearm. Put down those guns. Put them down, because it is not worth it. It is not worth it. And I want to take this opportunity to compliment the police. With all the talk Shasta is talking, the police this year alone, in the year 2022, the police confiscated more firearms than they confiscated during Shasta's 5 years. Naidisa Koyol, Lanesa Selma, se police la hatiye about osa this gun unless chimère. Ça ka fait yon gun tous les 3 jours. Yo ka tire les chimères. Ek se gun sa la yo hatire les chimères pour yon l'année ya. C'est pli parce yo tire a bachasne pour se klani. So when you talk about crime and you want to offer advice, now you know, I will read some of the advice Shasnika Bible. Sakasa mahede coucher tellement. Ma memvle tansa. Advance the administration of border control program. Where were you? Were you not Prime Minister Shasne? Institute an equivalent entity to NIMAC for crime, a command center. Esupate la Shasne. Mandatory polygraphing of customs and police officers. Why you only know that now? All of a sudden, all brilliant ideas come to your dumb head. All of a sudden, reward programs for information on illegal weapons. But Shasta, you could have done that too. You could have done it too. But you know, you were so busy trying to get Healy and Richard Frederick behind bars. You were so busy that all of your recommendations here that you could have achieved by the stroke of a pen. A stroke of a pen, and as Prime Minister give instructions. You failed to do so because what? Vous voulez voir Richard Lajol? Si Richard Lajol, ou gagne election. I'll tell you, the next election you will win is a selection. You answer. So as far as your political career in terms of prime ministership of this country is concerned, it is okay to advise. It is okay. Anybody can give advice. Anybody apart from you. Because all you do whatever you do, you say whatever you say, but it is coated with political ambitions of reoccupation of the prime ministerial chair. What do you think, Shamin?
You're right on target, because while you were in your preamble, I was saying to myself, an institution like the old prison structure and what used to be custody suites, all of these things were demolished without thinking, even if the National Trust was fighting it. And it's like so convenient for our people after a short space of time to forget and to jump on the 43%ers train. But I keep asking that they listen to what's happening. They listen to the strategies that are put in place. We came in as a government where there was a lot of lavish spending before. A lot of what was there had disappeared, and this cabinet had to fight more or less to get St. Lucia on the right footing. And I literally want to share this with people. Working in your constituency and having previous knowledge of a number of things that the government have put together over the past year and a half or almost 2 years that they have been in office, especially this year, like the communications programs bundle, which is at a cost of just $20 for at least maybe 170 persons within a constituency, is a big help to parents, single parents, and persons who can't afford to have cable at their house. All you have to do is come down to a constituency office, register. There's a vocational skills program where the government has established something to train persons with vocational skills and give them a stipend of $750, hoping that they can be placed in an institution of employment. There was also the period during the school period, which is one of the most challenging periods for parents. I know for certain that in our constituency, you catered for over 321 families to send their kids back to school. Even if it wasn't everything, but it was something. You have actually started rehabilitating the surroundings of Castries, the filthy looking little shops. And there's so many other things that the government continue to do. If our people just open up to what is happening, it's not about a petty contract and this sort of governance. There are a number of important things that are going on, and people are just getting caught up in what is happening. But we need not forget that it is just a short period of time, but the government, as I know from my MP, has secured money the re-establishment of St. Jude has actually begun. At one time, you made a Shuvala Avenue. We need to look at what the government is doing. We need to look at what our reps are doing. And we need to respect those people, because in 2 years, they have come a long way for what we know. Lateni tell malapu COVID, adanu pa hemehen anye. But today, after 2 years, some of us still have the balls to think that we can jump on that bandwagon and think that the government is not working. We are all wrong. This is a government that is really trying, and especially as it relates to crime, I will emphasize on what my MP said. You see the arrests being made, you see the charges being laid, and the legislation is coming into fruition. So it's either you choose your way. Like I have my son, and I tell him, say who? We have to take a stand. And the government is doing as much as they can with very limited resources, and not the lavish borrowing that was existing in the past. You need to borrow because you pan la, you pan yela.
You know, Monsieur Tansa, Kute Mwembi. You know, that come almost like idi quick, idi quack. Under my stewardship as Minister of Physical Development, between 2006 2011, 2 police officers came to me and they played on my emotions that I was a police officer and I needed to hear the cry. The cry essentially, Mr. Minister, we have no holding facility for our prisoners. Richard Frederick approached Stephenson King, who was then Prime Minister. I say, boss, I want money to build a holding facility for prisoners in this country. He asked me how much we did the costing, and I think it was about $900,000. The Prime Minister then gave me the money, and we built the best prisoner holding facility in the OECS. We could have had over 100 prisoners in custody in one place. Alan Shastney came. What did he do? He demolished the prisoner holding facility. He demolished it. And today, prisoners are aware that they are empowered. They can do almost as they please with impunity because police panic you. We use cells at the Castries City Council. We use cells as far as Denry and Miku, Babuno, Grozile, everywhere to house prisoners. When we had a tremendous holding facility that was functioning A1 with interview room and everything for the police, Shastney decided to put an excavator in it. And when the police cannot hold prisoners for any length of time, all of us put our heads in the air, our hands in the air rather, and say they just hold it and they drop him already. Blame Shastney. Blame him for that. Because he is the one who decided to demolish the best prisoner holding facility in the OECS. And today, Shastney Nietzsche kapale about crime. You know, Shastney, you really have hat in your belly. Nah, man, on top chabu down, as they say colloquially. You have hat in your belly. You know, we have a place put in prisoners, you demolish it, and now you want to hold vigil? Vigil for what? But you know, Philip J. Pierre is not as stupid as you are. Because I can tell you that the cabinet of ministers has already approved the reconstruction of another prisoner holding facility to be erected in almost in the same area. Okay, Shastney? Good. So if by fate, if fate would have it, and St. Lucians were to re-elect you, Ukaiviye Kwaze, you're talking about crime. Crime. You're crying about crime. But the place we had to put criminals, you break it down. And you let them on the loose. And they know they can do as they please. Because we don't have a facility to hold them. And today you want to give advice? Shastney, Unichewi. I don't even want to go into St. Jude. Because St. Jude self is a whole bag of worms. Not a bucket, a bag. A bag of worms. You know? Because for you to have given Fresh Start a contract of $70 million 11 days before the election, you are really at 1% interest per day. You know? But I want St. Lucians to know that the Prime Minister has indicated publicly that the Cabinet of Ministers will debate the St. Jude report, because we believe that all the financial atrocities that you, Shastney, did to this country it must be brought into the public domain. Where's the police band now? In your father's building? Huh? So you mash up the police band headquarters. And where are they now? Okay. So you understand. Kwaze kaise bugla. Ekachol mayuka away from Papau. Bring up our rental expense. Double it. Whilst under your watch you are renting 5 offices from your father, government. And you want to talk about advising a government in office? Shasney, you have too much guts, man. You have too much guts. And you are so stupid, you're advising the government to put internet in the basket of goods. You put internet in the basket of goods. You don't see you dumb? Internet, kuyo. Put internet in the basket of goods. You know, this man never ceases to amaze me, man. Ceases to amaze me. And you did not even know that the government had already negotiated a bundle package with Flow, where thousands of households will receive internet, but put internet in the basket of goods. So it was how couillon. It was about develop business. And today you can't come and shed crocodile tears. Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. There's a young lady working by Dax, her name is Fifi. Go and tell her that, Chasney. Go and tell her you love her. And you'll see what Fifi will tell you. Fifi don't play the fool, you know. Fifi will tell you what he have to tell you. And if you see Linus is there and Commission and Dax, you know, not even to mention the operations manager. If the operations manager is there, Nikki Cauldron, boy, mate will operate on you. So Shasne, you know, you are, honestly, you are a shame. You are a disgrace. And you are the type of character that should have never ever occupied our prime ministerial chair. You know, the kind of things you did. And trust me, I have them slated down, Shasni. We went for the first time to finance the budget. Went to borrow money. For the first time, Philip J. Pierre, that master of an economist, run the entire country. Yes, the intention to borrow was slated in the budget. But we had gone almost 9 months. 9 months without borrowing 1 penny into the financial year. And then you want to talk about this and that. Forgetting you go and acquire a hotel. You go and give Sandals our money. You go and give Loco B. You give T.O.R. King. You build bypass road. All kinds of things you do. And I shall permanently hang them around your political neck. Because not again will you ever tell us, you know, what St. Lucian should do, even your own supporters. Take the clip where all of them were marching for the 630 tax on gas. Take the clip and then play it now and ask Shasni, where the money gone? Where's the 630 you talk about, Shasti? So when you see people like Richard Frederick, you know, you could have never want me around you and I would have never wanted to be around you. When you won the leadership of Flabo, when the Richard Frederick passa, and for your first meeting, you are telling intelligent people, all of you all must totally submit. Submit to who? With my intelligence, I would submit to someone who's subservient to me intellectually. Called Chasney? Who, me? Must be a madman. But Chasney, rest assured, the special prosecutor is alive and well. And applications have been received. They have been received. Only 2 weeks ago, you were threatening the Prime Minister. Oh, you say this, they say that they have done nothing. Okay. You signed a DSH deal 2 weeks after you won the elections. And you show St. Lucian's facades of the nice buildings, yachts leaving DSH, planes landing, 900 private jets coming for a horse race. You spent 6 years in office. In the history of St. Lucia, you occupied the prime ministerial chair for the longest. Okay? And all we have now is money spent, 112 million on horses. And we have nothing to show for it. So Shaste, whilst you want to advise, let that advice come through one of your colleagues, not you. Not you. Because anything you do is laden with hypocrisy and an intention to become prime minister again. But I'll tell you, Sapakai jamais fait.
Well, couldn't have put it better, because we have to come to terms with the reality. As I indicated before, I have been around, I listen to the talk on the ground, I interact with people, and a lot of the times when I have the opportunity to tell it like it is, I tell it like it is. Sometimes we want everything just too quick, but we need to be constantly reminded of those things where we were given a back seat while the administration of the day felt that a number of other things mattered more than our well-being. That's why crime festered. That's why today we are without St. Jude's Hospital, because ask me whatever occurred on that day of that horse race, Massa do, because my Martin Pierre Chapeau, Martin Fier, Madame Paulette, Martin Pierre Chapeau, I cannot tell you what happened. But so much money was pushed into that DSH project, which had no trickle benefit down to any one of us. But today, some of us still feel that we can toss those things aside. But the reality is that we need to come to terms with what's happening around us. We need to rebuild St. Lucia. And like my MP would always say, it takes a team effort. It is always what your representative can empower you to do. But remember, as a being, it is what you can do to develop your country. And sway your mind into that region. Don't let the dictatorship of people like that who didn't have our best interests at heart. And a number of the areas were highlighted, and it's not like we're dumb. We can identify with those issues. I see social media playing a role where a lot of fake information, like our teacher was saying, news just to sway you. But don't be swayed. Look at the big picture. Work with your community. Work with your MPs. Work with the people who live within your area. Talk about the things that affect you. And I'm certain that we will all get there to a point where, come next election, we wouldn't have a choice. We know what we have, we value it, and we would just be moving on. Because this administration, as well as our Prime Minister, who can resonate with us, who is one of us, has shown keen interest. He talks very little, but I can tell you, chai to avay ka fet. Même ko MP mwen, tout le mwen leve Darling Road, la toujou nan project. Ki jou sa mwen moun ka travay, actuellement mwen lani about 6 shop. So it is like Alvin say, mwen mèm ni la clé pour a côté a villa. You feel empowered. You have a shop. You know, it's people take these things lightheartedly, but I don't, because I watch him work, and sometimes I say, Papa, you're not sleeping, man. An old person, he just has that way of reaching out. He would be found on Jeremy Street on a Saturday. So if somebody feel they don't want to be in an office setting, they approach him there and they say, he sent you to me. You know, everybody cannot always get everything they want right away. But if we work together, if we constantly create that synergy among us. Pas synergy akite chose roda. Real synergy. We would reach somewhere. And that is why I am proud to be identified with this team. And I try every day to ensure that whatever I do reflects the person who I know I want as my representative, and a number of persons that is the envy of a number of persons who do not have him as a representative. And by extension, I would like to commend the other ministers, because there's somebody standing behind the police division. There's somebody standing behind the health institution. And it's because of the camaraderie. Let us stop as a people and stop fighting color. And let us persevere towards what is the development of St. Lucia. Our Tibug Nwesa, our little black boy, let us treasure him.
Yes, indeed. We have to treasure Philip J. Pierre. You know, the sad thing is a man is never a hero in his house. But out there he's recognized. And I could tell you, the international community is showing great respect for the leadership of Philip Joseph Pierre. It is coming by way of intentions to invest. It is coming by way of monetary assistance. It is coming by way of assistance of various kinds. And so we can see that the country is doing well. We took this country from the worst in the OECS, and in a year we are the best according, and that's the UN that says that, not me or Philip J. Pierre. The UN says that only Guyana in the Caribbean and Latin America is ahead of us. Guyana and the Bahamas. St. Lucia is on a growth trajectory that approximates 9%. That has never happened. And to come from the worst and to make it the best, there must be a good team with a damn good leader. Okay? And that is a fact. We have a good team with a good leader, and the statistics are there to show. In cabinet, we have, I feel like I'm a member of a family. Now, Virginia Albert said, tonight I have gender balance because I bring a woman with me. Virginia, why I want to buy gender balance? And I mean, that is true. You feel belonged. There is participation across the board. Everybody's views are taken cognizance of. And I'll tell you all something. Philip Joseph Pierre never imposes on his cabinet. He always, I mean, at the end of the day, one would understand that Richard Frederick will defer to his prime minister. But he always lays the choice in your laps. And he always uses the words, if cabinet is minded, that's what you like. He doesn't impose on us. He said, ladies and gentlemen, so and so is cabinet minded or they are not minded? And mind you, if he believes that we are half-half, he'll say, gentlemen, let's vote. That is the democracy with which decisions are made. That is the type of democratic leader any country yearns for. And I have absolutely no doubt that Philip Joseph Pierre is going to take St. Lucia to higher heights. You know, today in the season, in Castries Central, almost 300 workers on the ground. And in every constituency, he says, ensure that our people are taken care of, not in terms of color, but in terms of those who are less able to afford. And oh, what a sense of relief. Oh, what a sense of relief. And I'm saying this, folks, with all sincerity to my conscience. And when I said Alan Shaste served the longest, I meant within a term. That's what I meant. Shasney can be prime minister again. If you check the number of days Shasney was prime minister for, go way back to 1979. In fact, even before independence, and you will see no chief minister or no prime minister has served such. He exhausted it because he knew his prime ministership was coming to an end. And today, Shasney still wants to prey on the ignorance of our people. Let's have this, let's do that, let's cry for crime, you know. And I'm saying to you guys, you cannot trade the leadership of Philip J. Pierre with that of Shasney at all. Now somebody asked me for an update on T.O. King. When the T.O. had T.O. Because, I mean, it was pure foolishness. After 2 weeks, you sign a deal literally giving away 1,000 acres of our land for $1 an acre. It is now 6.5 years. Where is T.O. King? What has happened apart from Shasney spending $112 million to bring horses here on an air-conditioned jet? Now, Linus, I understood you were the air hostess. You were serving the horses wine. You know, and our land is just tied up. And folks, you all will not believe T.O. King is so bold, he's writing to my prime minister and say, come to England for us to discuss this DSH deal. In this way. You know, you think Shasney can put a small country like ours through this? And then want to turn around to be prime minister again? Folks, Salah Pakai Fet. Yes, that will not happen. Now, Liat and Majestic. You heard the good news, Shabin?
I heard the good news.
What did you hear?
That these workers will be compensated for the period that they had worked for those companies for a number of years and had not been paid when the companies pulled out. And I think that is a sigh of relief for a number of persons. It had been mentioned earlier in the year, but when I heard that it had actually become official, I was like, okay, another set of people getting relief. Kim, I know you're in that. I want my drink.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so folks, now, you know, decisions like that, they cut across a cross-section of our society and will impact meaningfully on persons who may be labor, who may be flabo, who may not be in politics at all, who may hate politics. But the truth of the matter is, those are St. Lucians. They are St. Lucians. And they worked and they have been deprived for a very long time. And Philip J. Pierre decided that as long as I become prime minister of this country, he also said once he become prime minister, the money that Alan had took out from the distress fund for poor people, he would put it back. He accomplished that. He said he would pay both Liat and Majestic workers who had been made redundant and had not been compensated. And guess what? Tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Ministry of Infrastructure, the Liat workers will be receiving their bonds. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. the ceremony. Hey, Tricky is in the house tonight. Tricky, you'll come and set in a bit. At 10 a.m. at the Ministry of Infrastructure, the Liad workers will be receiving their bond payments. Thank you, Philip J. Pierre. I'm thanking you on behalf of Mesmin and on behalf of Myrtle and on behalf of all those Liad workers. I remember one time Alan Chasney opening his mouth and saying he will never subsidize Liat. He was giving subsidies to all foreign airlines. All foreign airlines, American Airlines, you name it. Chasney was giving subsidies to. American was flying sometimes down here empty. But Chasney had already paid for all the seats. So they were not losing any money. You know? And he would not subsidize Liat. Fales, pay the workers. And when I asked him that in Parliament, he said he was busy fixing the economy. Well, folks, I will tell you how he was fixing the economy over and over and over. Because I have jotted about 22 or 23 horrendous financial deals, or deeds rather, that Chasney executed that would never come for the benefit of St. Lucia. So, Liad workers, congratulations. I also want to tell the Majestic workers, and I spoke to the Prime Minister just before I came on air. And I said, Mr. Prime Minister, tell me what to tell the Majestic workers. And he said, Mr. Minister, the bonds for all the Majestic workers are in the safe. We have negotiated with the unions. Everything is in place. The unions must just give us the mechanism as to how to pay it to the Majestic workers. So Majestic workers, Kim Cauldron, your money is there. Your money is there. And as long as that special purpose vehicle is what they call it, meaning put the bonds into that bank and that bank will pay, that kind of arrangement. But the bonds are there to the full satisfaction of all Majestic workers. So I want you guys to compliment our Prime Minister in Philip J. Pierre. Bravo to you. Bravo to you. Brother Pip, bravo to you. You know, when you do that, you know it was Christ who said, the list you do unto, whatever you do to the list of my brothers, that you do unto me. You know, and those kinds of good governmental deeds cannot go without blessings. And so you must reap the reward from the Almighty God. You must. So, tomorrow, Virginia Albert, Ukaila, you know the guy who said to a pilot, ek poyot, ba usiti co-pilot la. I love this lady so much, Virginia Albert Poyot. She's such a sweet darling. As all of them, in cabinet, we do have a very, very good relationship, and all is going very well. Black boy, it's time for a break now? Okay, he said in the next 2 minutes. I won't talk about it now, but I will, when we come back after the break, we will talk about the desperation of the opposition. Because to have had a headline, which I will read, like Sean, the Minister of Education, speaks something about the rape of children in relation to his colleagues. And they didn't say whether his colleagues were people from the valley, or his colleagues were friends he played football with, or his colleagues were friends he played cricket with, or his colleagues were ex-teachers. Invariably, people would want to believe that they were referring to members of cabinet. That's the nastiness in some of you. That is the nastiness in some of you. But you know what? The longest rope has an end. Tato. La linkui. Jubawe. We need to be careful, We need to be careful. Because we are busy digging pit for others, not realizing it's our tomb we are building. And so before we go for a break, Charmaine, let me hear from you.
Yeah, well, I was just more or less laughing at what you were saying in my mind, because today I was approached by a young lady who said to me, "You didn't hear the stuff that came out on the media?" And I'm like, "What news did you hear?" And she was like, "Sean Edward, the Minister of Education." And I was like, "Where did you see that? That is not headlines." And she said, "On St. Lucia Loop News." And I said, "Is that a credible source of information? You didn't see that on any actual news medium, but you're spreading that." And she was trying to look for the article. I said, "I'm not interested, because they will spew all kinds of stuff just to make the people who are trying to get this country on a different footing look bad." And then I just shook my head. And then you touched on it almost. Sometimes I tend not to want to go into certain things, because for me it's just crap. But then when you brought it up, I was like, and they know who to come to and who to try to make feel bad. But like I said, I'm a part of a team that I know is a working team. And as long as you following this person, which is my rep, and anything he's part of is a winner. And we are winners.
Indeed. Okay, folks, before we go for the break, let me just read a couple of comments. Alan Ahmedi says, "Richard, it's not desperation anymore. Weakness protection best describes it." Leslie Charles says, "Antigua is labor. Barbados is labor. Dominica is labor. St. Lucia is labor. St. Vincent is labor. St. Kitts Nevis is labor. Grenada is labor. The region has been liberated." So, folks, we'll go. Yes, somebody asked Richard Nohams this year. Doka Sakaivola. Thea Joseph and Thea. We'll be right back. We have Tricky in the house. We have our operations manager, Nikki Cauldron. We have Didas Fede. We have Angus in the house as well. Kim, good night to you. Jermaine Prevel is in the house. Ash, good night to you. Good night, Alex. Good night, Kamchan, and all the others. Leslie, is that you? Yeah. Who?
Sharon hiding by Leslie.
Sharon hiding by Leslie. All right. Yes. So, folks, we are going for a break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's Music Fest, Sadly C, Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Vieux Fort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, Folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30. Advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, ZBC, Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, ZBC, Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30. Advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, ZBC, Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, ZBC, Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30. Advance tickets $40. Available at It's Music Fest, ZBC, Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30. Advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, ZBC, Viewfort. Be there. It's Music Fest, ZBC, Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30. Advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults. It's Music Fest, ZBC, Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30. It's Music Fest, ZBC, Sunday, 18th December, showtime 3 p.m. at the Philip Marsek Grounds in Viewfort, featuring St. Lucia's Superstars, the Youth Star Contest, folk and cultural display, fun, food, drinks. Tickets, early bird $30. Advance tickets $40. Available at Uncle Sammy Pizza in the Chanel's building. Your Style Barbershop, The Cell, online at eventbrite.com. Children under 12 enter free with adults before 3 p.m. First 100 to enter receive cash back. Sunday, 18th December, 3 p.m. Music Fest, ZBC, Viewfort. Be there.
Good night, St. Lucia. Good night. Good night, St. Lucia. Good night. Here we're here at Dax's place in Central Castries, one of the safest joints around, of course, and of course, we are live on Can I Help You as usual, every Thursday. My goodness. It's amazing how time flies. From the time I left St. Lucia, this is my first time back in terms of the Christmas season and having to spend Christmas and New Year's in St. Lucia at the same time. And for that, I want to, just thank so many people who made it happen. Me being in St. Lucia is part vacation and part kind of business. As you know, my sister owns the Seraphim Bayfront restaurant and bar. And of course, it's the Blue Marlin bar and the Blue Canoe. The Blue Marlin restaurant and the Blue Canoe bar. And of course, we have great things happening there. And I was so pleased when Richard called me and asked me to come on the program, even if it's for 10 minutes, to say something to my St. Lucian people. And I want to say something to my St. Lucian people here tonight. St. Lucia is in safe hands. I live in Canada, and the word in the diaspora is there's a sense of relief, knowing full well that that Philip J.P. has a steady hand, and the men and women that are with him, and of course their pledge, which is putting St. Lucians first. And that's one of the reasons why, my sister pursued in this venture, because she believes and she knows that if the manifesto and the promise made by the Prime Minister is true to its word, that putting St. Lucia first will be protecting food security, getting us back on track, and getting the officials who are very, very nervous at this point back to work.
You're perfectly right about that. And it just brings some sort of warmth and comfort just knowing that in everything that's happening, there are still a number of persons who have begun to feel at ease. I will go back to a few days after July 26th or 23rd it was, after this resounding victory. Something magical happened. Both of the independent candidates who had given up themselves once again for elective politics, despite all of the rhetoric, all of the political strategy for character defamation and all of those things that were leveled at them, their sincerity, their perseverance as patriots of our country, as a fighting individual in the Castries Central region, from going to curbing violence to re-establishing a place for people to actually go and ease off themselves instead of every nook and cranny of St. Lucia. I've been around this gentleman from 2006, and I can tell you, I remember back in my debut of being on the platform, and I was like, one of the things that bothered me was that people would defecate almost any area, some people who lived in areas like Conway and so. And this man had a vision to change things, and he worked in ensuring that if he said something, it was done. And so for July was sort of sentimental for a lot of us who had worked with him. We did not know his fate, because though he had run independent, there was a cabinet of, there was a group of persons who had won from a particular party. And so there was no doubt in my mind that this rebel that I ran with was a winner, and I knew he would get a place at the head table. And I tell you, Tricky, I literally roll in the grass by Constitution Park when I heard Philip J.P. say that Richard Frederick and Stevenson King are part of his government. Yeah. Despite all of the talk that were going on, this one want that ministry, that one want that ministry, he did it so eloquently. And I remember standing by Nikki's mother, and tears rolled down my eyes, and I just let go, and I just roll in the grass, and I said, that's a man of integrity. He knows he has two hard workers, and it was a collective struggle to get this sort of stigma off our back. I sometimes relate to a shanty song as a youth man in Miss Joseph class. You recognize this thing they call in class. And that is the division that the leadership of Alan Chasney re-emerged in St. Lucia, where supania tikule wayayai, anye parfait bao, supania no. These men that we have now, it is like the poem If. They know how to dine with kings, and they know how to come down to the local man. And if we don't value them, we in for trouble. Me MPR, the Italia, la Grenada, Dominique, two part to say labor. It's a different era. It's like you say, for some people who are on a spiritual level, it's like Kemet. It's like London Bridge has fallen down. And it's like we're coming back together as a people, gaining our strength, putting out our talents, and rebuilding what is. I don't care how people tend to think about it, our blackness, our oneness, our unity. And if we continue having men like that, and I admire him because he has everything that he needs, And the fact that he just decides that he doesn't want the common man to have to go through all the struggles that he went through as a youngster growing up. He is providing that sort of avenue where people can actually become empowered. And behind him is a prime minister who shares the same vision. And I tell you, when you say people can feel with ease, no matter what's going on around the world, with the raras, we are on the road to success.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I just want to point out one other thing here. And I think a lot of solutions tend to lose track of it when they're talking about the last election. It was not an election to say, well, Labour versus this one. St. Lucians, who voted United Workers' Party last election, decided enough is enough with this thing. And they decided that they put country first. And this is what the Prime Minister has done, and of course the Labour Party. And like I said, out in the diaspora, you've seen videos in recent times where the opposition leader has not recognized that he's opposition leader, and he still thinks that he can go out there and galvanize support. And I need to highlight also, the demonstration they had in Castries, it was a demonstration against his own party. Not a demonstration, because there were no issue, there were no placards saying open St. Jude's or this and that. It was a demonstration to solidify his position as the political leader. And this is selfish of him, because if you're a political leader and you have lost an election, the natural thing to do is to resign as political leader. But he didn't. But again, the St. Lucia Labour Party government is taking St. Lucia in certain places that they've never been before. They are visionaries in there. I think Philip JP as Prime Minister is very methodical at what he does. I think his background in accounting lends itself to him taking his time and slow walking certain processes. And it's not that he's not going to do it, but he's going to do it when he's absolutely sure that the numbers add up. So this is what I want solutions to understand. That we've been through a Hurricane Allen, and now we have come to the calm. I do not want to use the word patience, because we can walk and chew gum at the same time. But be rest assured that the Prime Minister of the day, Philip J. will be true to his word on putting solution first in every aspect of his delivery of service to this country.
Yes, indeed. Tricky.
My brother.
Well, I was watching via Facebook, and they tell me to tell you that before we wish people Merry Christmas, you have to sing a song. So, my PM has a thing saying, don't shoot the messenger. He only carried the message. Well, let's say good night to a couple people. Latoya Popo, good night to you. My colleagues in cabinet, Virginia, Emma, Pauline, Sean, help me. Ernest, Alva, Kenson, next to me is Wayne, Moses Jean-Baptiste, Stabach, the AG, and everybody, the great man Stevenson King. Oh, yeah. Imagine, because I had Philip JP on the pedestal, I almost forgot King, who's next to him. So good night to all my cabinet colleagues. Daniel Alexander in New York, good night to you. Good night to all the New Yorkers who are watching now. Francis Sophia, Danny, your wife Petra, and all those on Tapscott Street, good night to you. Good night to Frances Rubb. Good night, Mr. Sugar. Peter the Great in Canada, good night to you. Rosella and Martine Monrose in England, good night. Delma in England. Fabian is here. I asked him to come. I didn't see him. Efelbert and Dread, good night to both of you. Altec, good night. Rosamond Clary, Zachary Hippolyte, Joan Filgers, good night to you. Dr. Katie Francis, listening out to Texas. Hayden Lionel in Jackmel, good night. Nadia Dick, I understood that you were watching. Pinky Payne, good night to you. Simple, I'll tell them that the Coney Island is here. And of course, Brother Sikyo, good night to you. Shout out to your folks from Canada, man.
Of course. Just want to shout out the family, Nathan and Janique, my daughter in Cuba, Dimitri, my son in Fort Lauderdale. We have Peter the Great, of course, always watching. My uncle Trevor Exposer Brown in New York, and of course the Mathre family in Michigan, and those folks in Connecticut, Donnelly and family, Velda, Fontenelle and family, all the way in Connecticut. These are my people, you know, and the local ones, of course, Lawrence James of Cap Estate area. We have Oswald Augustine. I think he works with he's a special driver for the Prime Minister's office. Yes. You know, so Oswald Augustine, I think his name is, Oswald James, somewhere in that area, but Oswald. And of course, all my St. Lucian fans and friends from every aspect and every walk of life. And before you come on, Richard,
yes,
I just want to say thank you for...
No, before you do that, let me just say good night to a couple of people again. Dudley, my nephew, he says, Uncle, I want to be like you, so always tell me good night.
Okay.
Charmaine in the Bronx, New York, good night to you. Owen Alcindor, good night to you, and good night to everybody. Charmaine in the Bronx, say hi, Richard, great show as usual. I just love listening to this young lady. She's well informed, well spoken, and articulates very well. No time for the name calling, just like enlightening them with the facts. You're a great teacher. Merry Christmas and best wishes for the new year. Thank you, Charmaine. Go ahead.
Yeah, just saying thank you for bringing, as usual, the show to the people.
Yes, man.
You understand it's a situation where you could have done your show in studio.
That's correct.
But you decided at this point in time to bring it to the people. And this is what a good-hearted person does. And even a politician who understands the constituency that he or she serves, knowing that it's not just about you being in your office in a tie every day, going to work, but then you can come and liaise and be at the same level with your people every single time that you choose to do it.
Lagba, you want us to open the lines? Or, you know, we just want to, let me just take this opportunity to wish each and every St. Lucian, whether you are on island or off island, whatever part of the world you find yourself, fortunately or unfortunately, through inadvertence or deliberately, I want to wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. A New Year that is filled with God's richest blessings, God's guidance, and perseverance that is second to none, that leads you to one destination and one alone, destination success.
Absolutely. And Richard, I want to echo your sentiments as well, wishing each and every one of you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And in all my excitement about talking about my kids, I forgot to mention my wife, Nadia, who is also...
You forgot your wife?
Yeah, Nadia.
I don't, but it was me. No. I put in you out tricky.
No, but I'm out already.
Yes, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Richard, I'm just happy to be here on vacation. Like I said earlier, that it's my first time back on vacation during the Christmas season and going into the New Year's. And I must say that I'm quite excited. And like I said earlier too, that there's a sigh of relief as to St. Lucia and where we are today. And persons in the diaspora are excited. They're willing to come back home to invest in this country because they recognize that they do not have to do any bubble under the table to create their businesses here. They can come with a system that works for all, and with a Prime Minister who says, I am going to put St. Lucians first.
But Tricky, having said that, it brings to mind what transpired during the COVID period. Galba and Soufre, good night to you. Juliana Edward, Teacher Fifi, Good night to you. Owen Alcindo says thanks for the shout out. Oh, Shaman says, Richard, I'm in Brooklyn. Same building with Owen. That must be on Empire
Empire Avenue.
No, Empire is not Avenue, it's Boulevard. Eastern Parkway. I remember going to Labor Day and we just go inside. Yeah. Every time I go inside Owen apartment, he's doing something they involve in some kind of extracurricular activity that he seemed to love very, very much. But I was saying, I remembered when Shastri was in office, and you would actually see people being arrested, a gun being pulled on someone for not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
You know, and this is what happened to us. Now, Galba, it's time to make your contribution. We need fishing castries. Good. You know, so we were treated with utmost disrespect and disregard. And right now, I can tell you, I think St. Lucians can see that they are very well respected by the hierarchical structure of the government. There's absolutely no doubt.
Absolutely. If our former Prime Minister said that he was a product of Canada, he should have known how Canada dealt with the masking and the COVID situation. And what we saw coming on the little WhatsApp videos where people were being brutalized and dragged through the streets. I mean, it's almost as if it was a military state, you know, and I'm happy today that, you know, all those laws that were put in place have been basically we got rid of them, and we're moving forward, and we're not COVID free, but we are in a place where I think society has understood that, okay, we can do this if we only follow basic protocols.
Now, you know, Tricky, I mentioned it, and all of a sudden it's taken down from the internet. St. Lucia News Now. Now, you know, who is St. Lucia News Now.net? Y'all need some serious reprimanding. St. Lucia News Now.net carried a story that is captioned, Education Minister responds to allegation that some of his colleagues raped a female student. And here is my colleague Sean Edwards' picture right above the caption. So what are you saying? Education Minister responds to allegation that some of his colleagues raped a female student. Who are those colleagues? Are you referring to ministers? Now, for any time I have my show, St. Lucia News Now.net, expect to get blows from me. Y'all are too nasty. Y'all are too nasty. You know, that is desperation at its highest. The next thing is when I open the article, it has nothing to do with any of the colleagues that would come to one's mind on first impression. Sean is a minister of government. Invariably, reference to his colleagues would seemingly be reference to a minister.
Indeed.
You understand? Reference to a minister. And all of a sudden, an attempt is made to open the story to read it. It's taken off the internet. You know, this is nonsense, St. Lucia News Now. And I will do my research to find out who you all are.
And at the end of the day, I think there's some libel laws.
You don't know. What you do is you put up that picture on screen and say, this, I have something to do. We stop, and I'm saying it tonight, those of you from Mondido and behind the health center who do it, I am putting up a camera by Sing. I am tired. We put up a sign, we clean there, no dumping of garbage. Some of you are too nasty. Y'all are too nasty. Y'all come in your cars. Y'all open the trunk of your cars and you all drop your garbage right on the Chaussee Road in front of the health center. I'm putting up a camera, and all of you all nasty people, I will be showing it on television. Zotwo malpop. And if I wasn't on TV, it's not malpop, I would have said. You know, this is nastiness that epitomizes nastiness. We are trying to lead a clean city, devoid of rats and all of that. You all are coming with your cars. Open the trunk of your car and put the garbage right there by the road. Not a hidden road, you know. A main road in the city of Castries. You know. And you all want to tell me you all are patrons of this country? Malpop. And I will tell you this. I will be putting a camera, and any of you I film throwing garbage right there in front of the health center on Chaussee Road, I will be putting it up on TV. Whether it's from your car or whoever. You all are too nasty. I mean, there are garbage chutes all over the place. There are garbage collection points. You see the big sign there, no dumping of garbage. You defy the sign. You defy it and engage in nastiness. Now one zot. Now one zot. Any of you, and the camera is going up, you all will not know it's up. And I'm filming the periphery of that area, and whoever I see, I'm playing on TV. Your nastiness needs to stop.
Yeah, and Richard, sometimes what you find happening most of the times is that the people who dump the garbage are not from the area, but they come and deposit their waste in the area because they feel it's easier to do it that way. And we have to care for the environment. We have to begin to look at our sanitation and how we develop this country holistically, you know. We cannot afford to have garbage on the street. We cannot afford to have people dumping garbage indiscriminately all over the place.
You know, Tricky, I have a problem with persons behaving in that kind of manner. You know? Look at the story you're writing, St. Lucia News Now. Look at the story. Minister responds to rape of a student by his colleagues. Who the hell are his colleagues? Who are his colleagues?
They're hoping to implicate members of his, because if I see a story like that, the first thing that comes to mind is members of the cabinet of ministers. That's the first thing that comes to mind.
Of course, invariably.
However, you see, I think those persons who are writing those articles, they're desperate. They have recognized that that the government is moving forward with its agenda, and it's the agenda of the people. And these are just flashing mirrors, like the Prime Minister would say, flashing mirrors and with no basis. And that's all they can do, because at the end of the day, they know that the special prosecutor is being given teeth to bite. And they're running amok now. It's like damage control for now.
Rufus Andre, when you see them on the show, say, let me know. Beverly, good night to you. I mean, this is total nonsense, man. And it sickens me. You know, why aren't we a law-abiding community or country? Why aren't we people that respect the rights of others? You know, you're throwing garbage by the road, so I can write a story saying the minister's colleague. If I were Minister of Communication, the rights to hold any kind of public license to do that kind of rubbish, I would have to look at it. It's just like today, Tricky. And quite honestly, something has to be done. And I will spearhead something being done. About 6 o'clock this morning, I got a call. I'm in my bed, I got a call. A derelict house was about to fall near the Kako bus stand. I had to call Nikki. I had to call this one, that one, excavator. We demolished the structure. But too many absentee owners have old derelict houses all over the place, sending Castries to look like the dumps. You know, and they don't care. We have to start passing legislation to tax those people and eventual forfeiture. Something has to be done. You have guys parking old cars next to the road. Old cars that are not motorable, derelict vehicles, much to the disadvantage and inconvenience of other road users. That cannot be right.
Oh yeah, I've seen it over the years, and especially going up that Monday Down Road, which is already narrow by nature, and you have cars parked on the side, and you have to negotiate, and the drain on one side, and you have to make that choice. And again, the total development of this country is incumbent upon us, the people of St. Lucia. And you know, people quick to say gouvernement, but the reality is there are certain things that we too can do. The small things that we can do to assist the government in forwarding the agenda of this country.
As a Commission Pashai, June Phil just asked me to tell you, when you are going back to Canada, take back your product of Canada chassis with you. All right? So, remember Commission
Pashai.
It's tricky.
Yeah, well, all I could tell you, I'll be on a plane. Michael Balier.
Yes, man. Mikey Henry, good night to you. Look, somebody says, tell Tricky Aletta Walcott from Toronto is watching. Aletta Walcott, good night to you.
Aletta,
yes, she's Mr. Walcott's son, Tom Walcott's daughter, sorry.
Absolutely.
Yes, Tom Walcott's daughter. All right, we can take a couple calls just to wish your people a Merry Christmas. 284-6673. 284-6673. You can call us to wish your people a Merry Christmas. Kim, you want to come and wish your people? Come. Come here.
Hello.
284. Oh, we have a call already. Hello, good night.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello, good night.
Good night.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yes, I'm very glad to see Tricky back at home. All the best, Tricky. This is Calix.
Hey, Calix John Sr.
How you doing, my brother?
Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah. Now, Richard,
Yes.
you're talking about the St. Lucia news, etc. I think you all have to look very seriously at changes in respect of how you use the modern technologies. I suppose it is my fault for liberalizing the telephone and the cable and wireless thing, so you have a modern system, but you have dangers in it because people are abusing the system. Now, obviously, technology is something that is very difficult to control, but I think as a progressive government, we all should be looking overall as content, the question of content in using those kind of new technologies.
You know they do that in Singapore.
In other words, there should be licenses. If you say that you're going on internet or you're going into giving information, because information is vital for development, then if you are going to do that, just like a newspaper or some other kind of magazine, and you should be getting a license from some authority, whether it is the NTRC or ECTEL or whatever. And that, together with also modification of the broadcasting laws, I think that as a progressive government, you all should move into that direction. What do you think?
I think so too, because some people just operate with total impunity, believing that they can do and say and write as they please, and no sanctions can be imposed. So I do believe we need to have some strict guidelines to ensure that practices like that don't recur. Look at this. I'm just being informed now that they edited the article which was highlighted as the minister speaks on the rape of a student by his colleagues. So they have now edited it, saying something totally different. But you see, a lot of the reporters, not all, but quite a few believe in sensationalism. And so a paper will be sold on the headline alone. And sometimes the content has no relation.
Yes, definitely. The headline, and when you look at it, there's nothing in the headline.
Nothing in the body of the...
There's no relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah. But what I'm thinking of, in the old days, there used to be something in the theater where you had to decide whether a picture would be shown and so on. You know, that kind of thing in the old days?
Yes.
I don't know if they still have it.
Yes, they used to censor the movie and determine whether it is rated PG, 13, PG, whatever, parental guidance, PR, X-rated, whatever.
So that you have, over a period of time, those people who are doing those things, you could, if they are misbehaving, then you can have some measure of censorship on the system.
That's correct. All right, Alex. Thanks for calling, and your views are welcome, and I believe your point is taken.
All right. All the
best. Thank you much. All right.
Yeah, Richard, it's important for us to protect people's reputations.
Yes, we have another caller. Good night. Can I help you? Hello? Hello? Okay. That person, it appears that your credit. Yeah, but tricky. How on earth you're telling me that one writes another caller? Good night. Can I help you?
Hello.
Hello.
Good night.
Good night.
Chicken West, like you can see someone. That's Francis Rob.
Hey, Francis Rob.
Before you go, must someone take Francis Rob?
Okay, Francis Rob. Gasa Papa Lejela have an iPad, no eh?
You must come and get your contract before you go back to Canada.
I pagavina shepugo ye.
Oh, I wish you. Mr. Richard, I'm so happy. I'm seeing some good jobs you're doing in town.
Thank you. You know,
some very good jobs you're doing in town. God will bless you. Whatever is good for you, God will. No one can take it away. Only one person can take it away. That is God.
You know I'm a worker.
Take good care of yourself.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next time you come and get your Francis Rob.
Tricky. She tell you make sure you come for a massage from Francis Rob.
Okay, absolutely, Francis.
All right. Okay, we have another caller. Good night. Can I help you? Hello. Yeah, hello. Yeah, caller, turn down the volume of your radio or television, please. Okay, we have another caller. Good night. Can I help you?
All right. Okay, we have another caller.
Hello.
Good night.
Good night.
Hi, Daddy.
Good night.
Merry Christmas to all.
All right. Merry Christmas to you too.
Hi. Hi, Daddy.
Ah, Tricky whisper to me.
Angelique.
That's my daughter.
Hi, Angelique. Hi, Nathan. You guys should be sleeping already, right?
Hello, good night. Merry Christmas to everyone.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you.
Who's that? So you telling your wife Merry Christmas? Tricky got everywhere.
I'm on air.
No. Do that better than that. Hi, wife, eh? How are you, wife, eh? Merry Christmas to you, baby.
You did it for me already.
No, I did it for you. I teach you how to do it. All right. Yeah, man. You want to tell them anything else, Ricky?
Hello?
Oh, they're gone. Okay, somebody said...
I teach you how to do it. All right.
Yes? Good night. Somebody said they hope I'm serving Jack Diamonds tonight.
Okay, somebody said...
When you call, folks, please turn down the volume of your radio or television. You know, it is creating a nightmare. And I don't think you all want me to be in a position where I can't hear again. If I can't hear, I have to leave politics. And we guys sued we. We have another caller? All right, well.
So Richard, quickly, before
yes,
you get
go
into
ahead.
This, when I walked in, I heard you were talking about the LIAT workers.
Yes, Ricky.
And I must say that, you know, in life is all about, you know, timing and accessibility to funding. And I think that it goes to show again with the Prime Minister how he's methodical in the way he does his things.
Yeah, because when he came in, even if he had the promise on the table,
yeah,
there were no funds.
There were no funds.
And he took the economy from the worst to the best. Yeah. It's on a trajectory of being the best. Yeah. And now he can actually rely on his good work that he has done to basically piggyback on that to satisfy some of the promises that he made.
Yeah, and of course people will be getting that relief just before the Christmas. I mean, isn't that amazing, people? I mean, think about it. Some people who have been
Tricky,
unemployed.
not my fault. I have to bring it to here. Somebody says, Tricky must have been thinking that's the Jabal.
Hello, good night.
Which one?
I know.
Good night, Richard. How are you doing, sir?
I'm all right.
Oh, Tricky, good night to you. How are you doing, sir?
Good night to you, my brother.
Richard, that is simple. You're humble servant.
Oh, yes, simple.
To make children happy in St. Lucia. First thing I would want to congratulate you for the masterpiece by the Grosley bus stand. Richard, when I saw that this morning, I was stuck.
Yes.
I want to take the time out to say to the Prime Minister.
Let me tell you, simple.
You can get it done.
Simple.
I want to assure St. Lucians that come this year at the square. With the mayor, I want to thank the mayor for giving me the strength to say Simple. Surely jump every morning. Simple, go ahead. We need that Coney Island. I put everything, even the worst thing. Remember Shasta said in Beaufort you would have a Coney Island, you would have that there, you would mix and all that type of crap and something, right? Let Shasta know. A little man with that popcorn bring a Coney Island before he can bring a Coney Island.
Give Simple a round of applause.
So I would like to
yes,
solution.
Simple has brought
this year at the square.
Okay,
Simple. Be coming to attract the families.
All right, Simple.
The children. Because I realize that people who are involved in crime are young people.
All right, simple.
So I believe that now is the time for families to spend the social time to spend that. And the district guy for Grosley, I heard you having children party in Grosley. You have not informed me nothing. I am saying it live on television. Kenton, the Coney Island at the Grosley Primary School. I can give you the support. You need the support. Despite that, you heard me talking around. I'm a very good, I'm a serious Labour Party supporter. I am willing to give you the support.
Thank you, sir.
Right for the children at the Grizzly Primary School, popcorn, cotton candy. So Richard, this about my parents got the money here. So Richard Kenton, this is my support for you. Thank you very much, Richard.
Don't take no. Another caller is there. Oh Lord, we have another caller one time. Good night, caller. Can I help you? Good night. Somebody say Simple, really not simple. Yes, Simple brought Coney Island. And folks, all the work I'm doing, I want to compliment my good friend Angus, who actually works for me on credit. I want to thank him for his understanding. When I say Angus, I need 4 or 5 boats built. He builds it at his expense. And only today, I had to be begging the mayor and Gail and all of them to give him some money, please. but he assists in the development of this country. I cannot do it alone, but with people like him by me, with Dax, with Nikki, with the mayor, with my PS, with Team RF, we are taking this country to higher heights. We have another caller. Good night. Can I help you? Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good night.
I would like some special and warm greetings to my parents, Nan, and Daddy. Whoa, you're watching now.
You see, while she's sending greetings, somebody's talking to her. Folks, I mean, we want to entertain, but we can't do it like that. We have another caller. Good night. Can I help you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good night. Can I help you?
Good night.
Good night. You see what they... Please turn down the volume.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Frederick.
Good night.
Yes, Mr. Frederick, I admire that I see so many people get work. I admire a lot of people work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I admire. Good night.
You see, she's listening to her TV or her radio. And there is a delay mechanism when you speak.
Good night.
Okay, good night. You know,
yes, Mr. Frederick,
you reminded me of Ipa with the Good Night Show. Good night. Hello, good night.
From the time the Labour Party minister come back in power, I see everybody's working. Everybody working in Cicero, Central Castries, and everywhere. And especially your constituency, Mr. Frederick.
Yes.
You're doing a very good job. Keep it up.
Thank you very much. I'm flattered. Thank you.
Yeah, keep it up so much.
Thank you.
And my Mr. Frederick, and all time, for the time you come back there, everything is good and good in Central Castries.
Let me ask you that. Am I doing better than Sarah Flood?
Thank you.
She didn't hear me. Okay, thank you. Yes. Okay, callers, when we accept your call, please turn down the volume of your radio or TV, please. Cornelia, you're calling on my phone. I'm not close to the mic. Call on the other phone. Good night. Can I help you?
Good night, Richard. Good night, Tricky.
Good night, my brother. Good night.
Yeah, there's an echo, though.
Yes. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, greetings, St. Lucia. Well, the nice program tonight. Tricky, that is Peter the Great here.
Hey, Peter Montag from Canada.
my brother.
But I could hardly hear you guys, though.
Okay.
There's an echo.
Yeah, but we're hearing you.
All right, yes. Well, I want to touch, just big up everybody, very nice show, as usual, I'm just in Canada watching the show on my phone.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to have such honorable minister, Richard Frederick.
Thank you.
A man with such caliber,
Thank you.
But I am saying, Shasley and some people was up on Hill and Eglinton having a meeting with, I mentioned in the name, Prudent, they had a Maneuver, they had Ross Cadas, all them boys there, about 20 of them trying to make a big noise. And what he's talking about is, they sent me an invitation, but that's not for me. I'm too hardcore labor for me to go and listen to crap from these guys. Trying to bring down St. Lucia. And when we have a little black boy from Marsha with such a vision to build St. Lucia, to take it from the precipice where it was before, to put it on a good footing, that, these guys are trying to bring St. Lucia back to the same place
yes.
that they had it before. But we want to thank the Father, Yahweh,
Yes,
for
indeed.
giving us such a team of ministers with such a vision that love and put people first.
Yes,
All right.
indeed.
And this is what I love.
Yes, indeed.
And nothing cannot stop that. They can jump high, they can jump low, but it has to be established. All right, but there's a nasty echo, but I will listen to you guys on air. Keep up the good job. And Tricky,
I will not forget.
Family. You can stay as long as you want. I'm up here.
I will not forget what you asked
All
me
right,
for.
good
You asked
night.
me for. And we want to know what the temperature like in Canada right now.
Oh, it's cold. It's cold in Canada. Boy, I'll send a suitcase of sunshine for Peter the Great. Somebody said we need more Richard Fredericks, but they can only have one cocoa. Yeah. They can only have one. And so they can only have one. Okay, the number Mary Williams is 284-6673. 284-6673. We have another caller. Good night. Can I help you? Oh, yes.
Now, Richard, I was thanking you for something a little earlier. And also, we know that the Seraphim Bayfront right now is operational. And we know the part you played in assisting in that venture.
Yes.
And openly tonight, I want to say thank you on behalf of myself and my sister as well.
Yes.
In terms of, when all looked like it was lost.
Gloom and doom.
Gloom and doom, you recognize that this was something in your constituency. You recognize that food security is important. You recognize it's a St. Lucian, born and bred St. Lucian, who has worked hard in this country.
Yes.
Is asking for nothing more than the foreigner who comes in and get all the concessions and get all of that kind of stuff that they used to get before.
Yes, well, Tricky, anything I can do to help empower our locals, I will. And when I got that call from Karen, I said, Karen, whatever I can do, I will do. Yeah. And today I'm happy she's back at the fisheries, fully operational. Yeah. God bless her, and I wish her the best. Because once we empower our people, we take them to higher heights. And rest assured, it does not remain within their generation alone. Yeah. It can filter down to other generations. But let me just read a quick message before we take another call. Syra Moffat says, shout out to my rep, Dr. Virginia Albert. Best rep ever. Love you, my rep. Keep up the good work. You're making Babuno proud. But Virginia, best rep ever. Virginia, oublie Richard Frederick. But good night to you, my sister Virginia. Syra Moffat says you are the best rep ever, and you are making. I owe you an apology openly, Virginia. I do. There was a situation, Tricky. Just hold on the calls for now. There was a situation where I went to Babuno. My people from housing took me there. The place was in a mess, and I felt they needed urgent attention. And when I spoke to the technical staff on the ground from NHC, they said, Mr. Minister, we have had this problem for years. We got a costing. Can we proceed? And without thinking twice, I just told them proceed. I was more thinking about bringing relief to Virginia's people. But I believe moving forward, I was under a duty for which I've apologized to her to basically speak to her in relation to a contractor to do the work in her constituency. My apologies, Virginia, and it will not happen again, Richard, I can assure you.
And Richard, it takes a lot of man to apologize on a public forum like this.
Yes, it was. I was.
It came from the heart.
Yeah, it did.
I think your heart felt moved at that moment.
I have apologized.
And you could not have dealt with the bureaucrocy of 6 weeks down the road.
Yes,
you saw the need now.
When we went there, when I saw the state of the road and the water and persons, and what hurt me particularly, there were 2 cars that could not have left their homes because of the water and the condition of the road. So when my staff said, Mr. Minister, we just need clearance, we have the quote, we have the this, we have the quantities, I said, who's the contractor? They told me, I said, go ahead. And honestly, I was more thinking about helping Virginia, but with hindsight, I ought to have engaged her, but I rest assured something like that will never happen.
That's water under the bridge, I think.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
No pun intended.
Yes, we have another caller, don't we? Hello, good night. Can I help you?
Yes, good night, Richie. What's up?
I'm all right.
Yeah, Vicky, good night.
Good night, my brother.
Comrade, thank you very much for all the tips that you have been giving to me.
All right.
Whilst I'm in Texas, from a cook to a chef.
Thank you.
I guess you know who's speaking.
Come again. I have not picked up the voice.
Well, I said whilst I'm in Texas.
Okay, that's
and Richard, thanks for all the information. Yeah, whilst I call you and you give me all the information.
Okay, that's Priest.
Yeah, man, Tricky.
Priest, what's up? Priest, you here now or you still in?
I'm in St. Lucia, my brother, so we have to link.
My brother, we have to hook up.
Yeah.
All right, Priest. So all is well?
Yeah.
All right.
Take care, all the best.
All right.
I want to say good night to Alfred of the Mon. You know, he always listening in to the program, always checking in on me whenever I'm on island. He always makes sure that he gives me that call. You know?
Right.
So, yeah, Tricky's on island for the season, folks.
All right. Agnita St. Louis said, no, best rep ever is Kenson Casimir. They say, okay, head out. Kenson is the best. Virginia is the best star, but I'm the bestest. Somebody said, Thea, best rep is the man from the East, 6-star general, PG Philip J. Pierre. I think we have a good team, folks. We have a good team.
That's what's striking.
And that is what matters, Jumid Breville. We have a good team. We have a caller. Good night. Can I help you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good night.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah, we are hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Good night, Mr. Frederick. Good night to you.
Good night to you, my brother.
Yeah, because it's ironic what you mentioned about the garbage and shooting in the clearance center. Because I've been doing that road every day, and I'm always seeing that some garbage outside of the health center. And I've always asked myself, why people keep dumping garbage there? So, like the fact that you mentioned about that garbage, you know, and you'll see that you put some measures in place to prevent people from dumping garbage outside the cash reserve on Shote Road.
Yes.
The other thing I want to put on is the fact that when elections are ministers get in power, you know, there are people that really are looking for a lot of big stuff in the community. But I realize it's you, and what I realize, simple things make a difference in people's lives. For example, I realized by Banania, the garbage dump you build there to store the garbage and the people in some other areas. I'm very impressed. With that because driving around, I mean, the garbage used to be on the side of the road, the dog used to come and break the bag, and the place used to be down there. But now,
which one of them is talking about? Oh, okay, good. But
the garbage is well being placed in the bin,
right?
And it's actually a barrier,
right?
So you could lock it up. So
yeah.
I want to commend you on that.
Thank you.
I want to commend you on that, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to your team, Nikki, and all the guys. All right, bless you.
Thank you. Yes, I mean, I quite appreciate that. Tricky, what I did was I built in Lastic Hill and in Barnard Hill enclosures for the garbage with gates and everything.
Yes, so
and yes, actually, the Minister of the Environment, Sean Edward, indicated that he believes that it's something that we need to replicate around the island. It brings a certain degree of cleanliness. Yeah. It brings care, concern, the feeling of all of those things into the various communities, because you don't have garbage all over the place. But Tricky, we are staying too long. You have to sing a song. I don't care if you. No, not extempo. Yeah. Well, I don't know whatever you want to do. Let me. I don't think we're taking any more calls because Tricky has to do a song.
So, since you say we have to do a song, so in closing, I want to say thanks for having me on the program.
Yes.
Thanks for having me on the program.
Yes.
And it's a great honor to be sitting here. I know that for the past few years, I've been calling the program from Canada and making sure that we saw the backs of these thugs who ran this country amok for 5 years. And I'm happy that when I saw you this, when I called you this afternoon, you're like, oh, Tricky man, make sure you come down. And here I am. Just want to thank all St. Lucians. And tonight, the song I'm going to sing is not my own. But I believe that we have to pay tribute to one of St. Lucia greats, which is the mighty Pele, who has one of the longest playing Christmas albums from any calypso anywhere in the Caribbean. He's the only one who recorded a Christmas album with 12 Christmas songs in that compilation. And he's a St. Lucian.
Okay, before Tricky do that, I want to take my leave. So we will end with his song. But before doing so, I want to take this opportunity to wish each and every St. Lucian. I first want to wish Daniel Thomas, my partner, a very, very happy Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for being my pillar of support. Thanks for being the shoulder to cry on when I need to shed some tears. And thanks for doing everything that you do for me, which has made me a much happier person. I want to thank all those people who in some way or the other, my siblings, brothers, sisters, my friends, who have impacted positively on my life. My team RF, my prime minister, my cabinet colleagues, each and every person. If I have to start to mention, I probably would take the entire night. So I'll just encapsulate it by saying, to all of you who have positively impacted on my life, I say thank you very, very much. Probably without you, I would not have been the person I am today. Merry Christmas, everybody, and a very happy, happy New Year. Over to Tricky, who will end the show.
Yeah, and while you're thanking people, a few came to mind as well. I didn't forget them earlier, but I figured I would have some time. I want to talk to Christine DeMille of Toronto. Bertrand Kamai, her daughter. Bertrand is her husband. Bertrand celebrated his birthday last month. Dunstan, warrior, former Calypsonian as well. I want to say a special good night to each and every one of you. Good night to Lawrence James if you're listening. My brother, you'll be seeing me for the season. And to all my relatives and friends around St. Lucia, predominantly in Graceview Fort. So, for those of you who know the song, it goes, music in the air and people everywhere and wishing you good cheer. So come on everyone, it's time to have some fun. The jolly Christmas season has begun. I want to wish you
Merry Christmas.
I want to hear you sing. St. Lucian style is the only place I know where people celebrate so the birth of the Holy Child. I want to wish you Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, St. Lucian style is the only place I know where people celebrate so the birth of the Holy Child. Hear this. After midnight mass, when feds start to blast, make sure you have enough liquor to last. Cause that's the time of year when friends suddenly appear and they'll drink with you until the next New Year. I want to wish you Christmas, Merry Christmas, St. Lucian style. Good night to Face and Robbie. Is the only place I know where people celebrate so the birth of the Holy Child. As a St. Lucian, I'm telling you as man, Christmas here is a special occasion. We don't have no snow and a mistletoe we don't know, but when it comes to fete, we lead the show. I want to wish you Merry Christmas, Richard. Merry Christmas, St. Lucian style. It's the only place I know where people celebrate so the birth of the Holy Child. I want to wish you Merry Christmas, St. Lucian style. It's the only place I know where people celebrate so the birth of the Holy Child. Merry Christmas, everybody. Peace and love to you.